Conventions. It's a special time for a variety of people. People who love to cosplay, people who love art, people who love being stepped on. But I don't have an extensive knowledge on conventions because I've only been to one. BlizzCon 2018. That's right, this BlizzCon. I got to meet this person. I got to meet this person. I got to meet this person. I got to share a building with this amazing individual. And I know you're jealous. It's okay, guys. It's all right. I know I'm amazing. You may all bask in my greatness. I need friends. Being cooped up in my house due to the pandemic has had me thinking about all the things I've been missing out on because my introverted behind likes the darkness and comfort of my own room. Like, I go out and do things, but if anyone was to ask me where I would prefer to be, it's more than likely my room. In the end of 2019, I wanted to break that barrier and start doing things I normally wouldn't do, and then BAM! Everything's on fire, crows are raining from the sky, and I think I can taste the color turquoise. It was like the pandemic was telling me, no, it's okay, go back to your room and waste 5 hours on your Monster Hunter World, and here's your chimkin nuggets. But back to my main point, my mind for quite some time has been flourishing about things I'd like to try, and conventions were one of them. And yes, I know I'm a veteran with my one outing. I wear my badge with pride. And while I was looking for conventions to potentially go to, my mind decided to wander to what are the more unique ones. And that's what today's video is about. So let's see what I found. By the way, I'm in no way trying to trash on people who partake in these conventions. In no way do I think these people are a menace to society. I'm just intrigued is all. Alright, let's see what's first. Lincoln Con. I know it's called the Lincoln's Presenters, guys. I just couldn't resist. This convention is dedicated to good old Abe, where people all dress up like Abraham Lincoln to remember his legacy. I'm not crazy on history or anything, or want to make things overly political, but why Abe? It's the beard, isn't it?
Well, I was trying to think of the best sorcerer of all time, so of course I thought of Abraham Lincoln. So I based my character off good old Abe.
This is a convention for history nerds. Me personally, I wasn't crazy about history. I was more of a math whiz and band geek in school. Now I do art. I did a little digging and found that the people who partake in the convention want to uphold the same values that Abraham Lincoln did. Always being truthful and always choosing right over wrong. Each convention seems to be a time where they go through as much as they can in his lifetime, literally walking in his shoes. Due to the pandemic, they had to postpone their last conference, but they have one in Kansas next year. And to give a bit of perspective on how dedicated to learning about him they are, let's look at the events following their next meetup. On their first day, they'll be heading to the University of St. Mary to view the Lincoln Collection, which includes an originally signed 13th Amendment. So, if you're a student at this school, expect old people in April. They'll then head over to Fort Leavenworth to listen to a speaker about the events in Bloody Kansas, which alludes to what possibly affected Lincoln's thinking during the Civil War. After lunch, the group will split between the Frontier Army Museum, which has a freaking I took it a little bit too far, didn't I? But, like I was saying, one group will go to Fort Leavenworth to go see a Gatling gun, and for the boring people, they'll get a tour of the grounds. Then, they head over to the hotel, and the ladies, who also participate by dressing as Mary Todd Lincoln, will have tea while hearing from a speaker on women's suffrage. In the evening, there will be a hearing from Carol Aries, the author of Lincoln in Kansas, who will talk about Lincoln's trip, followed up with hearing the pre-presidential Lincoln, who will present a portion of a speech he gave in Kansas. Guys, this is just one day of their 3-day conference. I'm sure this would be interesting to see, but as a lion like myself, I don't think participating would be that good of an idea. I don't think my complexion would make for a good Abe Lincoln. I've got the hair though. Murfest International. This event takes place at South Haven, Michigan, where people pay thousands upon thousands of dollars on outfits that have them cosplay as merfolk. Or, for you uncultured folk out there, mermaids and merman! Something that I found was really cool was that they come together and do a beach cleanup on the first day. Now for me personally, that lets me know that not only is this event a fun-filled time that adds a sense of magic in the eyes of children and adults, but it's also being aware of the environment. Now hold on. I'm not trying to make this a PSA about saving the whales, but I think it's important that we take care of the environment that we love to spend the most time at. And it's important because environmental care is self-care. Just like any convention, there's music, food, vendors to purchase your own mermaid outfit if you so choose, or if you want to be broke, and even swim tanks where the merfolk can swim in for photography. In one of the tanks, they even have oysters at the bottom that mermaids retrieve to be cracked open, which has a pearl inside. You can then purchase a necklace that's designed specifically for that pearl. They even have a session for kids and adults to work with professionals on how to swim safely at Lake Arvesta. With performances in the main tank and story time with a mermaid for the kids, this is a magical experience. I used to be a kid and just wanted to believe in magical creatures and fantasy in general. Like, do you know how many times I've tried to become a Super Saiyan? And don't you laugh, men in the audience, you tried it too. And maybe some girls too? Let me know, ladies. 10 out of 10 would definitely go if the opportunity presented itself. Now, let's see. I consider myself a very fortunate person in life. And I'm very happy with where I am right now. But it compares nothing to National Hobo Convention. It can't be anyone's dream to be a hobo. It just can't. Was what I thought when I first heard of it. But this isn't a convention where people come to cosplay as hobos.
These are hobos.
This event takes place in Britt, Iowa. And if you ask me what goes on here, I couldn't tell you in detail. It just seems like everyone just shows up. Like, have you ever had an old relative that just sits on the porch and could just talk about anything? Them's vibes. I'm getting them's vibes from this. Oh, and I'm sorry. Did you think there wasn't an event associated with this gathering? What could be so important that people had to train hop just to get back to Britt, Iowa? Well, of course, it's to be crowned the king of hobos. Complete with a crown that's just a usual hat with a cut Folgers can wrapped in a handkerchief and a cape I'm pretty sure was stolen from Santa Claus's corpse. How they elect the Hobo King every year is they have each candidate go up on stage and give a speech. The judge will then go back on stage and then call out each candidate's name. The crowd will then react by giving an applause, and based on how loud the applause is, dictates who the new Hobo King is going to be. I mean, honestly, how can we not be inspired by such speeches as this?
I'll tell you a little story, a little bit about how a young man many years ago in a faraway place, and the reading material that we ended up having was National Geographic. When you're in a hospital, you always say, if I got home in 71, decided, let's take a shot at trying to get to Britt, to 79 to get to Britt. Back out again. Took me 12 more years to finally find my way back here again. 40 some odd years ago, the young man in the hospital had a dream. He dreamed of King of the Hobo. One more.
Thank you.
One more minute. No, 10 seconds. Oh, all right. See, this guy always like, goodbye.
Like, what could be more important than being crowned the Hobo King? People who just graduated from medical and law school, finding your one true love, getting that dream job and finally becoming financially stable.
Garbage.
This is the creme de la creme of life itself. Your life goals mean nothing in the face of the Hobo King. But I decided to take some time and think about this. And I took a step back and I realized something. A lot of these conventions exist as an awareness that these people exist. It brings people together and lets them know that they're not alone, that they have a place in the world because there's others just like them. What makes conventions great is that they're bringing people together, even bringing people from other nations together. Everyone is strange and unique in many different ways, and I think it's great to celebrate and uplift each other. So, to all the Lincolns, mermaids, and hobos, I love you. And hope that when the pandemic is over and you start your conventions again, it's a good one. Except I don't think the hobos really care and have their conventions regardless, so... Hey guys, Jalen here. I sincerely hope you enjoyed the video. It's a new style that I'm trying out and showing off Cosmo. I really enjoyed putting this together, so I sincerely hope that you guys enjoyed watching it. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much. Like the video and subscribe if you want to see more content in the future. I hope to see you all in the next one. Peace.